Hey, listen up, idiots. This is your spoiler warning. Also, you might get offended, so warning for that too, you idiots.
Hello, my name is Kyle.
And my name is Ryan.
And when our powers combine, we form
Experience Grind Podcast.
We are the only podcast that celebrates stoner movies for an entire month, Ryan.
Yeah, some would say it's a stupid idea.
Some would say, but those
Some would
people
say.
are fucking retarded.
I think those same people would be the ones who think maybe our rating system is stupid.
Yeah, well, thankfully it retires after this month.
Yes, we are very thankful for that. We are very thankful for that.
Yes.
The other half is slowly dying inside.
Hi, everybody.
Hashtag nihilism.
Yes, hashtag nihilism. Also, hashtag Stoner Movie September. It's here, buddy.
It is.
It is fucking here, and I am excited.
Like a phoenix from the ashes.
Mm-hmm.
Stoner Movie September rises again.
The ashes of a 2-day-old
There you go.
bowl of marijuana.
See, we were just talking about feeding each other lines.
Yeah.
That's how you do it, sir.
That's a good duo. It's a good relationship.
I want to go that far.
Yeah,
But,
well.
all right, continue.
What the fuck? Now you threw me off.
Stoner Movie September,
It's
Kyle.
your fault.
We're
Yeah.
talking about Stoner Movie September.
It's a big thing. You know, we started this last year
Yes.
on like a whim, I think.
Yeah, I think a week before Stoner Movie,
Yeah.
or before September,
It's like,
I
let's-
think you're just like, let's do Stoner Movie September.
I think I called you
Why?
up.
And you're like, because why not? I was like, oh, okay.
Because I often
Sure.
do. I just call you with random ideas at all times.
Uh-huh.
And you either love them or you suddenly hate them. And I spend 2 weeks trying to beat you into my interpretation. And either you come around or we just don't do it.
Yeah, that
That's
seems right.
generally the way these things run. But this one, I think once I brought it up, you're like, I know you just said it that way, but I think you're actually like, yeah, actually, that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that. And
Yeah.
then so we started it last year, and I think it was pretty awful. The event was good. The
Okay.
movies we picked.
You know, I disagree.
Yeah?
I disagree.
Okay.
I still stick by. All right. Well, I guess before we even get into this, we should say the movies were Dude, Where's My Car? Mm-hmm. Half Baked.
Yep.
And Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
Yep.
I would still argue that two of those are good. One is great, classic,
Okay.
and one is good still.
Okay. And one is...
And one is Dude, Where's My Car?
I enjoy all three. I believe all the movies we have for this year are 1,000 times better than everything last year.
Oh, even Half Baked.
I do.
That makes me happy to hear because I know we will be talking about one movie
Yeah.
coming
Maybe
up.
I
and
played my hand a little soon.
I think
but-
you did, and this is fantastic. But that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
And I think so my plan too, and I hadn't discussed this with you till right now, so people are getting behind the scenes look at this.
oh, okay.
I think after each episode this year, let's rank everything so far.
Okay.
So we'll
In
put them all
order.
in an order.
Okay.
From worst to greatest.
Sure.
Okay?
I'm down with this.
Okay.
Okay.
So at the end of this episode, we will talk about how we're ranking them all. And we will also be giving
We
away...
will call it the Dank Rankings.
I love that, the dank rankings. We will also be giving away prizes, though, Ryan. Because
Yes.
the Stoner Movie September, we're trying to make a bigger thing than it is. I don't know if anybody out there really knows, but until this last election, we had somebody on staff at the Obama administration that had promised us they were going to get Stoner Movie September a national holiday, and they lied. So...
I know. It's crazy. And again, kudos to Kyle, who manages to get things from Guinness, and he's talking to Congress.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
It
This
was
is
not
crazy.
cool.
Some would say unbelievable.
Some would say, but they're wrong. And I have sometimes proven myself many times. I think it's all about bullshitting and fake it till you make it.
Sure. That's definitely
Yeah.
a quality.
Sure, that's my best one. I can lie real good, everybody.
I've got no follow-up for that. Just mic drop. Done.
We also are, but we're giving away prizes, man. We
We
actually are really looking forward to this, and I think every year I look forward to this now. It's a good time, and we want to share that with everybody else. So we bought prizes to give away, And the first one we're going to give away today on this episode, not those.
Oh, that's sneak
peek.
Sneak preview.
For everybody watching YouTube. No, it is these.
Okay.
Which are really, really dumb and tacky, like every prize this year. It's amazing. These are...
Also, thank you, Internet.
Yes.
Just thank you, Internet.
So these go on your PS4 light bar to block everything out except for the marijuana leaf.
That'll make a light on your wall. I just realized this.
It could. You could put out the signal for Blunt Man and Chronic.
Kyle, I now want these.
You wanted one when I first told you we had them.
Yeah, I thought they were kind of like dumb and ironic. And
Yeah.
now I think they're legitimately cool.
We might... I don't
If
know.
it makes a light on a wall and the symbol of a little
Pot leaf?
Yeah, I'm down.
So...
That's absurd.
To get this one, it's either going to be the easiest or the hardest giveaway.
Ooh.
But at the end of the episode, along with announcing, our ranking system and the rest of the movies for the month,
Dank rankings, TM.
the Dank Rankings, TM, we will be having you send us a code word at some point.
Ooh, okay.
And you will win these. And I think every other prize past this will be a little bit different. But for the PS4 light bars, it will be a code word, and you should maybe only enter if you have a PS4.
Well, yeah, that would make sense.
So,
you can if
Sure.
you only have an Xbox or a PC, you can still,
but there's other stuff coming down
tape
the
it
line.
to a flashlight, right?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, and just use the electrical tape around the parts that show. Done. You can make anything a
You
pot
can
leaf
make
light.
anything if you put your mind to it. I don't know. That was bad. I don't know where I'm going.
What was that? What was that a reference to?
I was trying to
Let's
make
dig into this. Pivot. The show is now about that reference. What was that?
it was generic like Disney Prince song.
Oh,
That's all it was.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I was going for there.
I don't think I know.
So
one
pivot
Disney
back!
Prince song.
On topic,
All right.
Ryan,
Yes.
what is our first episode of Stoner Movie September 2.0 about?
Well, again, if you've read the title as you click on the link for this video, you would know
I always forget we
that we are talking about Dazed and Confused.
Surprise!
Surprise.
Spoiler, everybody.
And it is the first episode, hence why you're listening to it first.
Yep.
We won't have this long Stoner Movie September spiel in the future episodes.
Nope. Because you know what you're getting into now.
Oh, yeah. This is like your primer. So episode 1, we talked a little bit about Stoner Movie September. Now we're going to talk about Dazed and Confused after an intro topic,
Sure.
which I think will lead in quite nicely to Dazed and Confused.
So you had brought up Dazed and Confused. Takes place in a high school. And we've kind of told some of these here and there, but just interesting or cool high school stories in general. So this movie takes place on the last day of high school.
Yes.
But that wouldn't be the same for everybody if, say, Ryan, did you ever have summer school at any point?
I took summer courses in college, but
Okay.
I never had like summer school where I had a bad grade and had to bring it up again.
Okay, so you never had to take it during
Nah.
your summer break.
Nah.
And you never took any to overachieve, like a little nerdy
Nah.
fat kid.
Nah. This is, straight middle. Again, idiocracy. Lead, follow, or get out of the way. I am a get out of the way man.
Sure.
That's, yeah.
Or so you're not a follower
Nope.
either.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get out of the way.
You just want to be left alone. I had to take summer school twice.
I figured.
I was a bit of an underachiever, even more so. I definitely got out of the way of everything, including my own hopes, goals, and aspirations. I threw them to the wayside to, can you believe this? Play video games and smoke pot.
Oh my God.
Weird, right?
Oh my
I would
God.
have fit in fucking great at this point. It's awesome.
That is, that's really sad.
No.
And now you're doing a podcast about that.
Well,
About those two things.
so in my defense, though, one of them I was actually me taking lead and getting something done early.
Okay.
And then the other one was because I just failed the class and I had to take it in
Sure.
order to get my diploma.
Ooh.
So-
So it was at the end of high school.
Yeah, it was after senior year. I was almost the Ben Affleck character from Dazed and Confused.
Yes.
Because it was only because it was a fucking requirement and it was fucking econ and it was 1,000 times better to take it in the summer anyways. Because the only thing I remember about that class is we watched On the Waterfront starring Marlon Brando to somehow learn about unions.
Wow.
which
I've not
applied
seen
to
On the
econ.
Waterfront, but I always suspected when teachers put on those videos, I was like, you are fucking lazy.
Yeah,
That's it.
This dude didn't care at
You
all.
guys are lazy.
I also remember a very annoying girl that was dating. She was like a junior, and she was dating a guy that had graduated the year before. And he was like the super popular school jock kid, and so the teacher like really liked him. And
Okay.
all they fucking did was talk about that kid all day.
Weird.
Yeah, it was dumb.
Very weird.
It was fucking awful. Anyways, though, so that was econ. I also took world history.
Okay.
That was really cool.
Yeah. World history was not my favorite.
Yeah, but
I love my teacher.
that was
but
the thing. I liked
not
my teacher too. He was really
The
cool.
subject. as
So
much.
I took that my junior year, and then I actually took another one of his classes my senior year because we got along so well.
Nice. Very nice.
So yeah, that was that. I don't know. Do you have any other high school stories? It kind of sucked. That was all me.
I mean, I think I told the one where I catfished the teacher and got him fired.
I do remember that. That's very, very
That
crazy
was
story.
probably like my biggest high school moment.
When did we tell that
Probably
story
good
for
reason.
reference?
It might have been on the drunk cast. No,
Is that a drunk cast?
it may have been a drunk cast. I'm not sure.
I think it
if
is,
you
maybe.
guys know,
Please
post
tell
in the
us, 'cause-
comments.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't know.
I think it was drunk cast too, though. I do remember this story.
I thought it was a drunk cast.
No.
One of them, right?
No, I think it was the Mother's Day episode when your mom was on.
That's right. That is it. That is it.
So go listen to Mother's Day 1.
For the whole story
Yeah,
about
because
how
it is
I
fucking crazy. Ryan totally
catfished
catfished
my
a
Spanish
teacher.
teacher.
Holy shit!
and got him fired.
This was in North Carolina.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. God damn.
Yeah.
You could have been like surfing.
I've still got this script on me.
Yeah.
Just in case this guy wants to come back and lawsuit me for wrongful termination or anything. I gotta wait for the statute of limitations to run out on
Fuck
that.
you, Mr. Spanish teacher Chang.
Senor Aranya.
Man, you just dropped his fucking name. I can't.
Mario Aranya.
Holy shit! I was just calling him Senor Chang.
No, his name's Mario Aranya.
Yeah,
I don't feel
fuck you.
guilty.
Fuck
I don't
you.
feel guilty. He is a weird, creepy man.
Well, yeah, if you fucking catfished him as a young boy in high school.
A young boy who knew nothing about sex, trying to be sexy over AOL Instant
Oh, this
Messenger.
is the best goddamn fucking
You can
show.
you
All
can
right,
just imagine how well that went.
Other than your catfishing story, anything else? Like, did you ever cut class like these 70s stoner kids seem to do so often?
You know, I did not cut class.
Did you drive to your high school? Was that a thing?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You could, after junior year, you could apply for a parking space
That's
in
the
the
way we
summer and
did,
then they'd
too.
fill up. Yeah.
Could you paint your parking space?
No.
Because our school did that.
Oh, that makes sense. So you can have individuality.
Painted mine with the crow.
Did you?
Fuck yeah.
You should have done just like a giant crucifix.
Down in the Bible Belt, that wouldn't have flown so well. They'd
Yeah,
probably
it's
sent
true.
me to like conversion camp.
It's true. It's true. I got in a lot of trouble in my church for playing Diablo for that very reason. I'm like, well, I mean, you're technically
Really?
fighting the devil, so isn't that like kind of okay? It's like, but they use magic, so
And-
that's from Satan himself. So you cannot do this.
Also,
This is
in the
horrible.
church's defense, Diablo's the devil and he's fucking awesome.
he's okay. I mean, he's no Mephisto. He's wait, is that
Mephisto from.
is he act? You wouldn't know because you didn't finish Diablo 2. I was like, is he the Act 3 villain? I'm not sure. I don't know. But who's the guy you like?
And Diablo 3
Yes.
is Asmodon.
Asmodon. I think Asmodon's even cooler.
Oh, he's way cooler.
The guy
Asmodon's
from
one of the
Act
coolest.
2 is real cool.
And Diablo 3?
Yeah.
That's Belial, I believe.
I think he's fucking awesome.
Yeah, the big, he pretends to be a little boy the whole time. The god of lies, I think.
And
is
then,
Belial.
this isn't a Diablo 3 podcast, but
It is. It is.
we'll continue on from here. So, no, I don't know if I have any other real big high school stories. I just kind of...
Did you have to be in youth group?
I didn't... I don't know if I had to be. I know I had to be at one point, and I didn't know at what point it was okay for me to leave, but I felt like I stayed longer than I should have.
Okay. Was this in high school?
Yeah, I think for
Yeah.
like the first 2 years.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you guys have like any wild stories?
From youth camp?
Yeah.
No, it was, so here's, or not youth camp, youth group, right? Here's the thing. My mom was part of the youth group.
It's like a teacher or
Like
like
an
a
assistant.
youth group mom? Okay.
Yeah, youth group mom, whatever, yeah.
Sure.
And my sister was also in there.
Okay.
And not many other girls. I think like one girl.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
it wasn't, I don't know. It was never going to get crazy. And the other people who weren't me or my sister were like super hardcore religious.
Okay.
Like one went to Bob Jones University or whatever, Bob Hope University, whatever is like that strict Christian school that's only boys. You can't have any girls on the premises. It's all God. I think it's Bob Hope. But anyway, that's how strongly into
Sounds like
their
a
faith
breeding
they were.
ground for gay sex.
That's hilarious. No comment. Hashtag no comment.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so no, didn't get up to anything. What about you? Were you in youth group?
Yeah, I did youth group. I don't think by the time high school rolled around, I didn't care, and I'd found the magical mistress of marijuana. And,
I see.
started to rebel, in the words of James Dean, against what do you got, because I didn't care. It's violent. I was a young teen from a broken home, Ryan.
Yeah, I know. I saw the dance videos.
My life was tragic. It was awful. And I rebelled a lot. No, I don't know. I was also a huge dork. I was in marching band. Got a lot of action in marching band, which I've talked about before. Spent every Friday night at fucking football games, which always sucked. I hated that.
You know, I don't
Only
think I went
because of
to
the marching
one
band.
single game
we had to play
in high school.
at halftime in the marching band.
See, that's when I exited band, was when I had to walk around and carry instruments. I was like, I'm out. I'm over this.
Man, you really should have stayed because, man, those girls give it up.
Well, I didn't know that. And
Yeah.
at that time, I wouldn't have known what to do with it.
I didn't
I was
either.
a hapless nerd.
I would not have
I would
known,
not have known.
what to do with it. All right,
You
man.
can put whatever you want into the it, but just like
I love
an
it.
objective it.
I love it.
I wouldn't know.
It has layers, and I appreciate that. So
Like a vagina.
okay. I think they more have folds.
No, it's like Photoshop. So many layers. So many layers.
The vagina is a
Transparency,
Photoshop,
please.
so it doesn't exist.
Multiply. Darken.
Target.
I don't know where I'm going with this.
Lens flare.
Lens flare.
All right. So yeah, let's talk about Dazed and Confused right after this bumper, full of probably 70s music that we'll get hit by.
Or a description of the movie read by Hartman. I don't know.
One of those two, depending on how we want to make money.
All right, and that was our to be confirmed bumper that I guess we'll see what happens when sound engineer gets a hold of it.
Sure.
Isn't that right, sound engineer? Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to do that. Good job, Andrew.
It's okay. Yeah, see, he agrees. He does an okay job. Nothing much more.
He's
But
the best when not compared to the rest.
he's the best for his price.
Please don't quit, sound engineer. Andrew. No, don't quit. Come back.
No,
Come
no,
back.
no, come.
Shit, we might have just lost sound engineer Andrew, everybody.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
To be continued.
To be contuber.
Turn into episode 2 to
Continue.
find out. Will sound engineer Andy come back?
Who knows? Let's talk about This little movie called Dazed and Confused.
Yes, a little movie. You may have heard of it. If you are like me, and since this is Experience Grind, let's talk about experiences, right?
Yeah.
This is a movie that was much like Wet Hot American Summer for me. I grew up, and it seemed to always be on Comedy Central when I wanted to watch some goddamn cartoons or something.
Yep.
And I'd watch 5 minutes and be like, I don't get it. Yeah, next channel. Cartoons. Oh, here, we'll do this.
We had surprisingly similar upbringings.
It may have been the ADD. I don't know. But
We'll call it that.
I couldn't get it. Like, Bebe's Kids was like my jam growing up
Loved
because it was
Bebe's
a
Kids.
fucking cartoon
Yeah.
on HBO, no less.
Yeah.
I loved it. Most movies, you get that little animated intro in the 80s and 70s, and then they cut to real time,
life.
and they fucking fool you.
Like,
and you get so
Christmas
excited.
Vacation?
You're like, this is going to be great. And then you see a fucking human face, and you're like, fuck this.
I'm out.
Anarchy. I'm out. Burn it down. So this was, Dazed and Confused was one that it was always around. Could never really get into. Watched it in college once or twice. It was like, it's fine. Like, I get it. I had to watch it because I had like kind of long, shaggy hippie hair.
I've seen that.
It was very similar to not Bruce Wayne's hair. Ben Affleck's hair in this movie.
It was.
O'Bannon.
It really
so I had
was.
everybody call me like O'Bannon, and I'm like, what the fuck? What is this? So I had to research. I'm like, oh, I'm an asshole with a fucking plank. Thanks. That's great. But
Touching on it already, O'Bannon is the fucking worst character. I hate that dick.
Really?
Not worse like personified, but man, you love to hate O'Bannon.
Well, him and whoever that guy at the party is.
Oh, the one
who
that
takes off his shirt and is
Yeah.
only here to drink
Clint.
beers and fuck him. He is the worst. That guy. Oh, I am like right there with Adam Goldberg. I'm like, oh, toxic masculinity. Oh, it's like the Patriot. Like,
is that Adam Goldberg?
yeah, right? That's his name?
I think so. Yeah, he's dead now.
No. What?
No. Okay. Who am I thinking? I'm thinking of
This guy's
Jake
like
Giraldo.
the Hebrew Hammer.
Yes, you're right. And he's in a couple episodes of My Name Is Earl.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That's who that was. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm back on. I kept thinking it was Greg Giraldo, who's actually dead now.
Oh, he's dead.
Yes.
It kind of he does look a lot
They
like
look a
Greg
lot
Giraldo
alike,
at that
yeah.
time. Yeah, I could see that. Okay.
So that's-
Sadly not Greg Giraldo. Much happier. The actor in the Dazed and Confused is still alive.
Yes.
But I just couldn't get into it. And then last Stoner movie, September, this was the fourth one that we didn't get around to.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's all right, let's do it. It's a
Because,
classic. Everybody loves it,
stoners,
whatever.
We were lazy slack about, so we
Right?
didn't get to the fourth one.
And I came into it and I was just like, yeah, I'll watch it. I'm not going to enjoy it. It's going to be fine. I'm going to have to be like
Wow,
the
okay.
negative Nancy on it because I think it's fine, whatever. And so I watched it for last Stoner movie, September, and I fell in love with the movie. I just loved it from start to finish. And I don't
Okay.
know what it is, but it finally all just gelled perfectly. And I think it's maybe the nostalgia like finally hit at the right time because I think this is a very nostalgic movie from a filmmaker who
Yes.
can't contain his fucking nostalgia for his childhood.
Yeah.
You know? But I think it hit me at the right time. And then going back this year again to watch it, I still love it. I still love it. Not perfect. And I have some complaints. One fucking very big one.
Okay.
But otherwise, like I love this movie. I just love it.
It's funny. So the first time I saw this movie I was in junior high. You can eat your bread.
I was gonna eat my bread.
Eat your bread because I'm talking. Who cares? Ryan has bread, everybody.
I have bread. It's pretty good.
I saw this movie the first time in junior high. My buddy, his dad and his friend like love this movie because they grew up in that era.
Mm-hmm.
So he had seen it a lot, my buddy, and he wanted me to watch it. So I remember we rented it once, and this was before I'd ever even done weed, but weed was like, because Half Baked came out at this time too, around
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And so like weed movies were kind of a thing, but I'd never done it, and I was just kind of like enjoying it by proxy. I was like, oh yeah, weed.
Sure.
Like a dumb idiot fucking kid.
I did that for every single stoner movie that came out.
You
pretty
draw,
much.
you draw marijuana leaves on stuff, and you've never even actually seen pot. I was that kid. But I didn't like it in
I
junior
thought
high.
pot literally looked like that leaf.
That's you smoked the leaf.
I thought,
I did
was
too.
like-
I think everybody does at some point.
So what? Do they just like dye it and then they roll it up and that's why it's a white little joint?
Okay, I didn't go that far. I knew it was like I thought it was like tobacco where you dried the leaf and then you crumbled that.
No,
And
see, I didn't even
yeah.
go that far in my brain. Nah. But please continue.
Yeah, so I had seen it with him and I didn't really like it. And again, for me, it was another one of those things like you where it was years later and I saw it again and I was like, oh, okay, I get what this is putting down. And that lays into a theory that I've had and it will come into play a few times later and depending on others. A lot of stoner movies, it's like your first time getting high. You don't get high.
Oh, okay.
You don't like the movie's not good the first time you see it. Just watching, and that can turn a lot of people off. But when you rewatch them, you start to pick up things, and it almost changes. And it's like the second time you smoke weed, maybe now you're getting high. Now you get what people are talking about. Because at first you think everybody's lying. It's like no, what? That's stupid. This is not good. But yeah, after continued usage, it took you like 4 viewings. You said
It took me several viewings. Yeah. And I think it it's definitely going to come into play later because I know kind of your opinions now on some of the films we're going to be talking about this month. But I think more than that, it just speaks to the way this film is laid out. Like, it's not a traditional movie. There's no plot. Like, if you want to break it down to an arc, it's really just somebody refuses to sign a paper and chooses freedom. And that's it. It's there is no story. It's not what you're used to. And I think movies like that tend to take more viewings. Like, I don't think anybody watches like a movie like Under the Skin or something and just like immediately first viewing like this is fantastic, this is fun. Like, there's shit to digest. Like, you can't, or like Neon Demon or those type of movies. Like, and I would say this is an art house film too. It's
Antichrist. I was just throwing you off. Please continue.
no, Lars von Trier. I think we all know how I feel about him. I will not continue. But no, I think
Totally
this
agree
type of movie
Yeah.
is very hard. I wouldn't necessarily say stoner movies because like Half Baked, like right away I loved it and loved it.
It wears it on
Harold
the
and
sleeve.
Kumar is the complete opposite. So I don't know if it's the stoner movie September. I think it's just this movie, and then I guess with the other one we'll talk about that later. So
this movie was made, written, and directed by Richard Linklater.
I like Richard.
Yeah,
Linklater.
Richard. Kind of deep into booze on Stoner Movie September already, everybody. Give me a fucking break.
Knife French.
Richard Linklater. Or is
Yes.
it Latter?
Linklater.
Sure.
Linklater.
Huge just love letter to his childhood growing up in the 70s.
Yes.
Very obviously.
I would like to ask Kyle, what do you think about Richard Linklater and like some of his films?
I really enjoy this dude. He also did Boyhood, correct?
He did Boyhood.
And I really liked Boyhood, even though here's a word that we've thrown around a lot lately, very pretentious.
It is. And
Yes.
I would argue every Richard Linklater is pretentious.
I don't think Dazed is.
I think it is.
Okay.
I think it's just more subtle.
Okay.
But if you listen to like the two nerds, Adam Goldberg and the ginger with the blonde hair, I think it's clearly like that the pretension's all in there. Listen to what they talk about, like the dreams of George Washington and all this. That sounds like a 40-year-old dude writing dialogue for children that age. And I think, and this is...
I almost wondered just if Adam Goldberg was the Richard Linklater insert.
Could be. It's like Woody Allen. It's like in every film, I feel like I can't not hear Richard Linklater's voice.
Okay.
And that's when I say pretentious, because like he gives them these high ideas and concepts to talk about. And it's like, I don't think two kids in high school are going to be standing in a doorway having this really deep intellectual conversation like that, like on display, or like some of the stuff in Boyhood, like just some of the girls in the bathroom in Dazed and Confused talk about Gilligan's Island being the male sexist fantasy.
Yeah.
They don't talk like that. That's college talk. Like those are kids in their 20s, early 20s talking that shit.
It's funny you brought that up because
not high school.
one of my notes is so the female teacher is apparently from current year, Do you remember her fucking rant about like what the fuck was she?
What was she ranting about?
About like capitalism and how remember when you go out there like everything is designed to get you to partake in this oppressive capitalist system and all this shit. And I was like, holy shit, we got fucking current year.
That's great.
Fucking protest shit.
It shows you how much the world doesn't change.
No, it really doesn't.
It's never going to get better. So just end it all. # nihilism.
I don't know if end it all, but maybe, just fucking light up a J, watch a stoner movie, and don't give a shit about anything.
Well, a good movie to do that to is Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
And oh man, I think I interrupted you when it came to the Linklater. So we're talking about Linklater. So have you seen the Before series, like Before Sunset, Before Sunrise, Before
I've not
Midnight,
seen those. I've seen Dazed and Confused. I've seen Boyhood. I've seen the 80s version of Dazed and Confused.
You did. Everybody Wants Some.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah?
I love it. And actually going back to my top 5 of 2016, I think I would take Kubo off because I've now seen it again and I'm not like coming 2 days off of it.
I wasn't that into Kubo either.
Yeah.
Like, I thought Kubo's great. But
It was a fucking... I saw it so close to that list, and I was panicking, and I chose it. I think I'd go back, erase that, and put in Everybody Wants Some.
Sure, I like Everybody Wants Some.
I think it's.
I
really
like Dazed
strong.
better.
I
myself.
don't.
I know.
See,
I
love,
can tell immediately by the way you said it.
I love all of the characters in Everybody Wants Some, and I think they're mostly, for the most part, like a bunch of people you're rooting for. Stoner Movie September. # drank another one.
Oh my god!
But as opposed to Dazed and Confused, where we have some characters that are not as fun to follow, and dare I say, annoying and awful.
But now here's my defense of that.
All right, go ahead.
So I think those characters are there because of the fact that Dazed and Confused tries to base itself on a reality of real life. Sure. And there are those people that exist in real life. Not everybody's a fucking Matthew McConaughey cut up cool guy character.
No, I get that. And
okay.
By awful, I don't mean their character. I'm meaning how they are portrayed. Like, I literally cannot stand to look at Mitch.
Oh God, Mitch is
and
the fucking worst.
I hate him.
Oh, Mitch is the worst.
Fucking hate his character.
Check it out. Here's my note. You ready for this one? Hi, I'm Mitch. I'm gonna touch my nose a lot. Can you believe this? Can you believe that guy? Like, oh my gosh, just oh my God. He touches it 7 times outside of the fucking roller rink. 7.
What do you mean I'm cool? He's the fucking worst. And he's
awful.
Such a big distraction for me. And I can't. It gets my blood boiling when I see his dumb little face.
It gets my blood boiling.
As soon as he starts doing the nose thing, it's like I can't not fucking see it. And
yeah.
It ruins it for me.
It comes up a whole lot. He does it constantly.
Does. And I just never understand his expressions. Like, they're just all over the fucking place. Like, face acting. I love face acting. I love people who can communicate with just their eyes, like how their face moves. Tom Hardy.
I was going to say, so you like Tom Hardy?
I have issues with him. I think people give him way too much credit. Like, he's good, but he's not the next
I think he hides
Daniel
a lot.
Day-Lewis.
I think he hides a lot with his great
Legend,
face acting.
Watch some other movies.
Like Legend with Tom Cruise?
No, what? No, not the Tim Curry one. Like, I think it's called Legend, where he plays like 2 twins.
Oh, yeah, the twin
British
mobsters. Yeah.
It'll make you question his acting ability. Really? He is that bad.
Huh.
Granted, you believe there are 2 very different people playing that actor, but one is a bad actor.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, you can't always hit it out of the park.
Yeah, but and that's all I'm saying is maybe take him off that pedestal. But getting back to Mitch and his dumb fucking face. It's bad. Like, he cannot sell any emotion. Like, are you happy? Are you sad? Are you thinking about it? His face is just all over the place. It's just like, are you pouting? Do you gotta take a poop? And that's
do you gotta take a poop?
30 minutes of the movie today was like, what face is he making? Like, what is this fucking face? Is he constipated? No. Is he on the rag? No. What is this face? Like, what is it? I still can't place it.
Even dude, it gets the worst one for me, and maybe it's because it's the freshest. But when he fucking comes home at sunrise and his mom is like,
"Oh my God,
are you drunk?" It's like, dude.
And that's how the movie ends, pretty much. So it's like it's fresh in your mind, just his shitty fucking acting. Are you
Would
drunk?
you say
Oh,
Mitch is your least favorite part of this movie?
yeah.
I think so too. Unfortunately, it sucks that he gets such a big screen time, and we're supposed to be seeing this movie through Mitch.
Yeah, and
feel.
I think it fails in that respect. If that was the intention, like I feel this is more Jeremy London's movie,
Absolutely.
and I feel like it's more through his eyes. But it's like it's a duel.
Yep.
I think they're both pretty equally split, and it's a shame because Mitch is surrounded by like really good ancillary stories and plots and arcs and characters. I just really don't like him, his plot, his arc, or his character.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's a shame because he gets the O'Bannon shit stuff. He gets like a bunch of my favorite character in this movie, Donnie, Mr. Eyebrows.
Donnie's
I
fucking great.
love him.
Yeah.
And he's heavily entwined with like his storyline. He becomes like a little mentor almost, along with Jeremy London.
Yeah.
But it's
Pink,
so
as you will.
right. So it's a shame. It's such a shame that he's such a big part of this movie. I think this could do well from a cut. Just like let's do Topher Grace. Come in, edit this film down. Just take all the Mitch out.
I will
do the Phantom Menace treatment. I think we're good.
I will
think
tweet
we're good.
this at Topher Grace and see if he will do that.
I think he should. I
I
think
will.
that's.
I'll have him do that. You know, he'll probably ignore it.
Yeah,
But fuck, man,
absolutely.
wilder things have happened, as we will discuss at points in the future.
True.
Some things can happen.
He's talking to Congress, guys.
I have talked to Congress. It wasn't Congress per se. It was
California, look out! You're getting renamed Experience Grind.
You are. And then we're going to sink you into the ocean because fuck you. So my first one.
But the OC came from California, and that
we
show's
don't call
great.
it. Don't call it that.
Don't call it that.
So my first note here, I love this, and I think this is a tribute to the, let's say, free living still of the 70s. It wasn't free love like the 60s, but the 70s still had a lot of like, hey, man, fuck you. I'm going to do what I want.
Sure.
In the first scene, the dude is drilling air holes in his paddle, and he has goggles on his head, but he's not wearing them. And there's a sign plastered on the machine that very obviously says, wear your goggles.
I love it. And
It's
this is,
fucking, it's just a nice little thing, right?
It is, and this is pretentious though he may be, and any issues I have with Richard Linklater, it's that eye for very specific details.
Dude,
It's
he's a
the same
great
thing in
filmmaker.
Boyhood where like
Yeah.
you hear about like the Harry Potter release going on, or like the Furby's a big thing. I'm like, those are like big things, and this is the same thing. Like, I think we all know that kid in class who was wearing fucking safety goggles incorrectly, and the teachers over here not giving a fuck.
Especially
they don't fucking
in the
care,
70s,
really.
dude. The
I think
70s were a different time.
This was still going on when I was in woodshop.
Yeah, probably. So I had another question here. I think it becomes different later on, but I noticed some subtle homosexual undertones from the blonde kid, especially at the beginning of the movie.
Are we talking about Adam Goldberg and then the blonde kid?
Yes, because he talks about having the dream where he's banging the super hot chick, but it's Abraham Lincoln's head. And I didn't know. I was like, are they subtly saying like he's gay?
Nah, because doesn't he kind of end up essentially
Yeah,
with
and
like
that's
the younger girl?
Yeah.
I don't think it is. I think it's supposed to, again, it's the pretentiousness. It's like, it's so right with metaphor. Just this, you're having sex with a gorgeous woman, but it's Lincoln. So is it like the idea of Lincoln so great? Like, oh, Lincoln was the best president and like, democracy. It's just pretentious bullshit. I don't think it was any kind of homosexual undertone. I don't think, and in all honesty, I don't really feel like that was portrayed at all here. I mean, definitely people
really.
love to say the word homo in this movie quite a bit, and
Did they?
some
I
fag
don't- I
stuff.
tried to.
Oh yeah,
I only heard fag once, and I thought maybe I heard it, or maybe I didn't, because it's kind of said under and over
It's-
some other things.
Yeah, it was during a fight or
Yeah,
something. Was
during
it
the fight with Adam Goldberg. I
Yeah,
feel.
I think somebody in the crowd yells like, "Get out! Get that!
Get that fag.
Yeah, and I was
But
just like,
I don't
eh.
remember any homo.
There was definitely some homo stuff earlier on with the paddling, I want to say. Like, it was when they were all in a group and, like, somebody mutters it under their breath at, like, one of the people.
Really? Okay.
And I heard it, like, once or twice.
Because I
and
definitely tried to hear if that was a thing, and I was like, I would have
Which,
expected it a lot.
Again, it's the 70s. That's kind of how it was. And that's kind of how this movie works. And I think this is why it took me a long time to like it. It's more like an anthropology lesson. It's not a movie. Like, there's no big dramatic arcs or like the big scene. Like, because like we were even thinking, it's like when we do the ads, like what is there? It's the all right, or McConaughey in the car, but that's really it. There aren't scenes, there aren't set pieces, there aren't like crescendos. This movie is just it's a still life painting of Richard Linklater's memory of the 70s.
At one point, because the whole movie takes place over one day.
Yeah.
Which is another thing.
I love that concept.
I actually like that too,
Yeah.
and it will come into effect again. Only, I've noticed a weird theme with these 4 movies this year. So
Okay.
I guess I'll go ahead and throw them out. So 2 of the movies take place over one day.
What?
It's it would be Pineapple Express.
It's over a few days because
It's like 24-hour period.
okay, yeah.
But
I was like,
I
it
was
gets
still-
night at least twice.
Yeah, it starts off, and then it goes all the way to night. So
and then a third time. So it's like 72,
I'd
80
say
hours.
36. I think it's
No,
a
dog.
night
There's
twice.
3 night times. There's a nighttime when they sleep in the woods. There's a nighttime when they go to his girlfriend's parents' house, and there's a nighttime at the final showdown in the barn.
Okay,
And then they have the dawn the next
You're
day.
right.
So
You're right.
It's a big span of
Okay,
time.
so it is bigger than I thought. Never mind.
Never question my knowledge about nighttime in movies, Kyle.
Hashtag nighttime expert. But the other thing too, 2 of these
You
movies.
can call me the Night Man, and I might cometh.
I think you're the Night King.
Is it the Night King?
No, but the Night King's from Thrones. I get what your reference for the Night Man cometh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, do I know nothing
but
now?
I would say
I've lost
you know
everything.
nothing, Jon Snow.
Okay.
Game of Thrones just ended. It's kind of fresh in our minds. Anyways,
You are talking about, let's rewind this back, Game of Thrones. And that's all I remember.
So 2 of the movies take place over a relatively short time.
Yes,
And-
all your theories on the movies.
But
Okay.
2
So
of these
debunked.
movies
Am I
are
right
based
to?
in like a reality universe, and 2 of them are a lot more fantastical.
Yeah. Well,
So
I don't know. I think you could argue 3 are pretty fantastical.
to a degree, but I think if I'm going to get hardline, 2 of them are absolutely way more fantasy and over the top.
What? You know what? You know what?
I don't. I'm waiting for you to tell me what I do
I'm
know.
going to disagree.
Okay.
And I don't know if we should save this for another episode. But you're talking about Big Lebowski and Pineapple Express are the maybe questionable ones.
No,
But
actually,
Tenacious D is the one that takes place in a reality?
they do get no, it takes place
in fantasy.
in fantasy.
And then
Lebowski is more the reality, and Dazed and
Pineapple
Confused.
Express is fantastical, but Lebowski is just as fantastical too. It's absurd what happens in that movie, and you have like the bowling sequence where he's dreaming
But
and
see,
high and
but
stuff.
that's a
and-
dream sequence, and that's why I classify it differently
I
to
don't
Pineapple
know.
Express
I would
with a
never-
giant shootout in the fucking barn with automatic weapons.
Outside of like No Country for Old Men, I don't think I take any movie from the Coen Brothers as like a serious movie. I think they're all kind of fantastic. It's like their own little world. Like it's maybe how they talk. It's how like just things happen. I don't know, but it just doesn't. I don't know. It's never felt real.
you
to me.
could tell a Coen Brothers universe movie. I'll give you that.
Yes. Yeah.
But we're not talking about the Coen Brothers.
No, we're talking about Fargo season 3. It also just ended 2 months ago. It's fantastic.
I like Fargo. But anyways,
It's great.
Dazed and Confused. So here's
Don't you
another.
know?
Here's a little problem. It's completely negligible,
Ooh.
but it.
Ooh.
This is a syndrome
Go, Kyle. Go.
that we first noticed in Lucky Number 11. So this movie takes place in 1976, correct?
Oh, no shit. This is what you paid attention to?
Did you know?
I did not notice anything.
Well, no,
So-
it's just this movie suffers from period pieces, classic car syndrome.
Everything just looks pristine.
Everything is fucking a perfect vehicle. There's no way these kids in the 70s were driving fucking brand new GTO
Sure.
and, super fucking pimped out rides, and that we're so fresh and so clean. All these, like the kids that have the farm truck, that wouldn't have been a fucking
Yeah.
remastered green. That would have been
Sure.
rusty as shit and fucking backfiring all over the place. But
Yeah.
again, it's a small, subtle thing.
This is a blind spot for me, and I don't notice or care. Like, I'm the guy who will never, ever fucking see the electrical cord from Gandalf's staff. I'll never fucking notice it unless you point it out to me. I won't notice that. Especially in a movie that I'm invested in. Like, I
Sure.
just don't... my eyes aren't looking around the screen for things or like trying to pick up on details. I'm just like in the story mode. It's like, okay, what's that character say? Oh, that was a good way to react. Okay, well, no, that character said, oh, okay. And I'm just into that and not necessarily...
It's just,
I don't know, makes
that's
me less
just,
observant and make me need to see movies more than once.
Maybe. It's just a thing I've noticed. It was something I picked up in earlier movies that try to do period things, and it's something I always look for it.
You think it would be a fucking easy fix too, right? Like, isn't there some kind of makeup effect you could put on the car that could wash away completely and like make it look dirty? Or fucking, all right, you couldn't do it maybe back in the 90s, but just like CG that shit up. Just throw some CG
Or
dirt
throw
on it.
like any fucking rusty shitty frame on a car frame block. Who cares? It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't
the
have
shit-
to be exactly perfect. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
just, again, it's a small minor complaint. It's just something I always notice in these movies set at a certain time that there's no way every car looked that fucking great. Because I could drive around right now,
Yeah.
find
Yeah.
tons of shitty
I had
fucking
the-
gross cars on the road.
I had the same issue actually with Paul Blart Mall Cop. The Segway he was on, it just was too clean.
Yeah.
Too pristine. And like he's dropping ice cream because he has the diabetes and it's so clean, I don't buy it. That would be so stained up.
So we talked about
Also, that's a real plot point in one of the movies.
I know.
It's his diabetes gets low, so he has to slop up ice cream off the floor.
You're killing me,
Kevin
Smalls.
James is the fucking worst.
You're killing me,
Back
Smalls.
to Dazed and Confused.
So we talked about our own high school stories at the beginning of this episode, but one thing I noticed, I don't like. Holy shit! People took high school seriously in the 70s.
Did they?
I don't know, but this movie would lead me to believe so.
What do you mean they took it seriously? Like the
Well, there's
small
the whole
town?
fucking paddling of the seniors for the incoming freshmen. There's the girl seniors that like haze all the incoming freshman people, and like the town just goes along with it because
Yeah.
it's what they've done. Like shit
Also,
was-
well, I don't know. I think that's like a syndrome of the small town, and I think that's touched upon at one of the baseball games or something where Jeremy London's character talks to an old man who's like, "Oh, we're counting on you. That
That's a
arm
perfect-
is that arm gonna be there?" And it's like that is what small town people do. They just talk about the local game or the local this or that.
I really like that part too.
Yeah, I think it's again, it's like one of those pitch perfect details, and I think something I appreciate with experience and age more so now. And it's great. It's such a nice little mosaic of these little details.
Okay. Ryan, I have a question for you.
Yes,
I had a swoon moment in this movie.
you did.
I had hard eyes for a certain female character in this movie.
Well, okay, so it had to be something about the butt.
You would think, but don't focus on the butt. But I want you to guess.
If it's Mila Jovovich, I quit this podcast.
It was not Mila Jovovich.
All right, because fuck
So-
her. For real,
Well,
just fuck her. This
so-
is the best she's ever been because she's fucking quiet.
Well, that's the thing. So I'm going to jump. I have a note about Mila Jovovich. She has no lines of dialogue in this movie, I think because of the fact her fucking accent would have given away that she's not from small town Texas. So Richard Linklater was like, hey, you're pretty. Shut up. You're not talking. I'll give you a singing
Huh.
part at one point, and that's it. She literally does not talk this entire movie except for when she's singing.
Yeah,
She's
this is
just
true.
there as eye candy. Not Mila Jovovich.
Yeah, I mean, thanks Fifth Element for breaking that trend. You're the worst, Fifth Element. You
And
gave us
Resident
Mila
Evil.
Jovovich talking.
She's actually pretty great. in Fifth
Ipso
Element.
facto, you made the Resident Evil movies happen.
There
so
we go.
Fuck off a cliff.
Those are terrible.
And Ultraviolet was bad, and I feel like she's done a lot of other shit.
Oh,
Oh no! So the
dropped my
movie
beer.
September Miracle.
oh my God.
Break.
Frank. That was awful.
We had some bread. Is that gonna be enough? She has had dinner, yes. Oh yeah, because she wants more food because she's a fatty. Take what you want, and I can fill up on bread. I don't care if there's just a small little bit.
No. Are you kidding me?
Some would say we would prefer it, especially if Hartman was here. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Work does that to you. Is it stir fry?
This one's not as flavorful. It is not stir fry.
Huh.
You are fine. Don't
You really,
apologize. Boo.
Laura, I'm a guest in your house. Thank you for everything. Take your nap, girl.
That's true. He should be lucky that he's here.
I am.
Some people won't let him in their
know.
house.
It's because I look at butts all the time.
It is. It's your butt fiend.
I was trying to put a spike for Andrew to know that we're coming back again. So many
I think
breaks.
it's very helpful.
Yeah, it's good.
Breaking again.
No, it is not Mila Jovovich, Ryan. I want to give you another try though.
All right.
Because you said,
I said
if it's Miva,
If it's Mila, I
Mila,
quit.
you
Mila
quit.
Jovovich.
it's not Mila, dog.
She's the fucking worst.
Yes.
Is
No,
it?
wait.
Okay.
No, really think. Which one would have gotten my goat?
If it's the redhead, that's pretty gross too.
It's not the redhead.
She's all forehead.
She is. She's actually Giovanni Ribisi's sister.
That's right. I looked this up on IMDb.
I think the redhead part was a wig.
Was it?
I think it was.
It's like a
she's
Ronald
blonde.
McDonald clown
It's
wig.
bad.
It's real bad.
Matthew McConaughey's
And Matthew
super
McConaughey's
into
into
it.
that? And I'm like, okay. You're the guy who goes to the porn store and rents like Ugly Chicks Volume 3. Okay. I didn't know who that person was. Yeah, I stalked him at Family Video. The fat, bald, and ugly
Holy fuck!
puppet porn. So much weird shit. in
I'm
the
afraid.
porn
I'm
section.
afraid to watch it because it might awaken a weird fetish in me that I don't want to go down.
Well, I'll be honest and just say there was a night where some of the employees got together and watched Let My Puppets Come, which was the puppet porn I'm talking about. Did not awaken anything.
okay, good.
Absolutely not.
Good.
In fact, I probably gave me nightmares.
All right, so you want me to alleviate you?
Yes. Who
My
is
swoon,
it?
my hard
Wait,
eyes.
I didn't guess. I still said characters that better not be. I'm gonna. All right. Is it Parker Posey?
It is fucking Parker Posey, bro. Oh my god,
I knew it because
she's fucking
great.
God, she's amazing
There
in this
is-
movie and a real cutie. And it's that bitchy attitude that makes her
is.
really fucking hot too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about the other movies she's been in, and sometimes she works for me, and sometimes she doesn't, and it's usually when she is the bitchy character.
I liked her a lot in Parks and Rec when she's the bitchy Eagleton rep.
Oh yeah, I forgot she was in Parks. So many people are in Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
it's insane.
But no, fucking Parker Posey is great in this movie.
Yeah,
Maybe my third favorite part.
interesting.
I like
Okay.
it every time she's on screen. She's just a lot of fun.
I do too, and
Yeah.
and I don't know. She's on that line of like the Nick Cage line. Is it brilliant or is it bad acting? And I'm not quite sure with her, but it's watchable and it's entertaining.
Yeah.
And the film comes alive when she's like, when any of the initiation stuff's happening, but her stuff too specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, what are your favorite two parts?
Well,
Your other favorite parts?
let me ask you this.
Some dramatic tension building here.
Who is your favorite character in this movie? And I think you've already said Donnie.
Eyebrows. Donnie.
Who-
I love Donnie.
You want to take a guess at who mine is?
Slater is also awesome. It's between Donnie and Slater for me. Is it Slater?
Okay. It is Slater.
Slater's great.
Slater's so
I
fucking
love
awesome.
him.
I fucking love Slater.
He's great, and I love like he's the one who initiates like at the very end, like let's go to the 50-yard line. And as
Yeah.
soon as it cuts there, he's just passed out.
Yeah, he's fucking.
I love it,
And he's
then
been
he gets,
smoking
like,
weed the entire movie, dude.
since in school. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just and his delivery is so perfect. Like I don't know Rory Cochran's career outside of this movie very much. I know he popped up in Deadpool very briefly.
Yeah, and he had a big part in 24 for like 4 seasons.
See, I never watched 24, so I don't know.
I didn't either, but I just looked at his IMDb because I was like, I know this
I
dude.
feel like he might get McLovin. Like he did it so perfectly, that's all he's ever going to get. So I don't know his career. I don't know if that was the case, but like he does it so well.
Yeah.
And I like this year, this stoner movie September. I think we all have like really great stoner actors.
Yeah.
like fantastic stoner. Like this is fantastic. And then the next few we talk about, they're going to be some fantastic stoners in there too. Much better than some of the stoner acting last year.
But no, Slater is, I think, my favorite character in the whole movie. I love when they go to the beer bust at the Moon Tower, and he starts going off on this conspiracy rant, and then they cut to like they cut to like 4 different scenes that are happening. And then they constantly cut back to Slater, and like the people that he's talking to are more and more bored every time they cut back to the point they're like sleeping on the roof of their car.
So good.
Oh man, it's fucking awesome.
It's the aliens, man. And they were like the first colonists.
George Washington was in a cult to aliens.
And then Martha was just like the dopest first lady. She's like giving him wee wiggle. It's like, here's the bowl. Welcome home, George.
And here's a reference to our first stoner movie, September. So Jon Stewart is doing a Slater character when he talks about, you ever looked at a $100 bill, man? You ever looked at the back of that? It's like green, and there's a dude in the bushes. Like, Slater does that exact thing, man. That exact fucking thing.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And I would. This is like one of the first. Like, I think this was before Half Baked.
I think it was too. Yeah.
I think, and I guess Cheech and Chong came out before this, but those were more like caricatures. Like, those were not real. This guy feels like a real stoner
dude from the 70s,
but also like not too real that he's sad.
No.
Like, he's just like a fun-loving stoner. It's not because, I don't know, in Pineapple Express, which we'll talk about later, I think there's some sadness to James Franco's character, and it kind of takes some of the fun out of it. Slater is just fun from start to finish, and I love anytime he pops up on the screen.
It was a weird thing, like, so at the end of this movie, I was like, I wanted that like 80s teen movie thing where like they recap the movie and they freeze frame and tell you what each character's up to now.
Paragraph of text, yeah. The
Slater moved to Colorado and opened a weed dispensary or something, you know.
What is that fucking movie I love that I can't think? With Ethan Embry and Jennifer Love Hewitt.
She's All That?
No, what the fuck? No, that's like, I think, Rachel Lee Cook.
Oh, it is Rachel Lee Cook. Can't Hardly Wait.
That one. Like, they do in that one. Like, I think those have some of the best. I think better than Animal House. Get fuck out here, Animal House. I think
Animal House did it.
Better.
Can't Hardly Wait. I think doesn't Romy and Michelle do it?
Oh, it might.
I want to say.
That's the one I just saw for the first time a year or two ago.
Oh, man.
And it's really good.
Romy and Michelle is
pretty
fucking
funny.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I really enjoy that movie.
It's pretty good.
So this movie is
wait. You said you had 3 favorites.
Oh, yeah.
And then, Slater was the other 2. What's the other
Parker
one?
Posey. It's fucking Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, okay.
He's so fucking great in this movie. He eats up every scene he's in, and he doesn't even try to. He's not trying to steal that scene, and it happens naturally.
He's
it's so
got
fucking
this
awesome.
laid back charisma,
Yeah,
and
dude.
it just comes through without much scene time. He's in the movie for maybe 5 minutes.
He shows up
but he feels as much of a character as some of the other people who are in it for like 30, 40. Like, he feels like he's in it as much as Slater. And Slater, I'm sure, is in it twice as long.
So his whole reason, I'm sure you did look at IMDb, but his whole reason for being in it so much at the end,
I did not. I don't.
Is because Jeremy London and the dude that was originally supposed to have the party hated each other.
Is it the
dude that's dating
the driver
Mila
seat?
Jovovich?
The driver guy?
Yeah.
Who looks like a hippie Jesus?
Yes, him.
Yeah.
Him and Jeremy London did not get along at all, so they completely rewrote the ending and put Matthew McConaughey in there.
I get that.
Yeah.
Man.
But it works so well.
Oh, God, it's just so good. It's so good.
No, one thing I noticed.
And he gets beer. He gets beer, and he's not carded. That little scrote, high-pitched Mitch motherfucker.
Here's another great thing.
I left my wallet at home.
So the clerk for that scene is also the same liquor store clerk in Boyhood.
Oh, I would never have picked that up. Was that a trivia on IMDb? I would.
I didn't know it, and I was like, oh, shit. Here's another one that isn't shown. I don't know if it's on IMDb, but it's one I just learned recently when I was talking on Reddit about the movies we were going to do.
Oh.
And somebody pointed out that Jeremy London's character's belt buckle is actually a pipe. And they actually smoke it outside of the pool hall.
I think I noticed that last year.
Yeah, I didn't notice that until somebody pointed out before I watched it, and I was like, holy shit, that is a pipe.
Yeah.
And they actually smoke it. It's just this other little subtle thing that is never like, if it was a movie nowadays, they'd have this close-up shot of him unclipping the belt buckle in slow motion, and pulling it up, and somebody stuffing weed in, and then they'd all hit it. So you would be very aware.
Like Cabin in the Woods,
Yeah.
and that extendable pipe that the Joker character has, essentially.
Yeah.
Where it's like such a big thing they make out of it. Let's go back to Matthew McConaughey real quick, because one, I completely agree with everything you said. I think he's one of the best things about this movie, and I think he is emblematic of why this movie works. If this movie was just like, oh man, being in high school was great, and that's it, like that wouldn't be enough. You have to have like the bad things that were happening, like the conflicts and all this. And I think Matthew McConaughey's character is just so sad. Like the 25-year-old who hasn't moved on, so he's still hanging out in his glory years and trying to relive that. Like his life has stopped at high school. And that's just so sad and heartbreaking. And then it's hilarious because it's like, dude, Richard Linklater, that's you. You are that fucking guy, because you're still fucking stuck here. Like, this is all you're doing. So, I don't know. It's ironic. But anyway, I think that adds a lot of depth and complexity to the characters and the kind of, like I said.
Well, he says a couple, at one point, he's like, I've been thinking about going back to school, man, but at the same time I'm working, I like to have a little coin in my pocket, you know what I'm saying? And then fucking Mitch uses that exact line when he's buying the beer.
Yeah, he did.
Which is, I like that scene, because I was like, that's like the best Mitch, I think, in the whole movie.
I don't know. I'm maybe too close to the Mitch hate. I can't separate myself.
Fair enough.
So no comment, I'll say.
I like it, though, because he's trying to be cool. He wants to be cool. I've been in that situation. Yeah. He's getting that chance. And so he eventually begins to just chameleonize himself and take different parts of the other people he sees being cool and tries to work it into himself. A nice little subtle touch that...
And it's also really kind of what kids do. Yeah, they imitate what they see from older kids.
And what the older kids that they think are cool, they want to emulate them. Absolutely. They become like a hero aspect.
Yeah, I like all those touches. I just don't think he was the actor to deliver that material.
Of course not.
And it's
fuck him. He's the worst.
But here's the thing. It's just, all right, and this is maybe why I have an issue with that scene, is I can't tell what that clerk is thinking. Like, if it came across clearly like, oh, this kid's such a fucking dweeb, and I just like, here, take it, like, you're trying, I feel bad for you or something, but like, just in no fucking reality would this guy give him the beer.
Well, also remember, at this time, the drinking age was only 18, and that's why he asks him if he's 18. And so he could not have hit that growth spurt yet. Okay. So it is plausible and playable.
Has not even cracked yet.
No.
There's no way.
No.
Like, he's so young.
No, I agree. Another thing,
or if he's like a 20-year-old and that's his voice, I'm sorry, whoever the actor is.
I think he was a young kid. I think they pulled a lot of young for this, which is great.
It's a Gary Coleman
situation
going on.
It's funny you did bring up Matthew McConaughey being the old one and being really sad about it, when in reality he was like one of the younger stars in this movie.
Well, no, just in the high school.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, everybody's in high school. He's not.
Yeah, but in real life,
he was one of the younger ones, huh?
Yeah.
Like, what was his age in this movie, and then like who was older than him? Do you know?
He was like 24, 25.
Okay.
I think Parker Posey was like 27, and so a lot of them were pretty old.
Okay.
Playing these teenagers.
I believe that. Jeremy London seemed very young. Like, he
was
seemed
young.
appropriate.
Yeah, he was young. And it wasn't Jason London.
Jeremy London.
I
don't know.
Which one is the twin that's in Mallrats? That's Jason London, right?
What? No, Jeremy London. Wait, what?
Yeah, you didn't know he was a
There's
twin?
Twins?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know. What?
It's a different one. Jason London is in Mallrats. This is Jeremy London,
or is
correct?
it Jonathan London? Nope. It is Jason London. Is it?
Yeah.
What? No. What? There's twins?
Yeah. So it's Jason London who is in this. And then look, I'm telling you, we're looking at IMDb right now.
Yeah, this is...
It's Jeremy London in Mallrats. I'm not even lying.
Filling up some time.
See, Jeremy London.
Oh my God,
they're twins. Yeah, they're twins, and they're both actors.
What's the year on Mallrats?
Mallrats was like 92, 95.
And Dazed and Confused was like 91, 92, right?
Yeah, 93.
93.
Yeah.
So 2 years. I already thought Jeremy London looks much older than Jason London.
Yeah.
Take care of your body.
Hard life living.
Jesus Christ, you aged.
So another thing that I noticed about this movie, I don't know if it was intentional, but I'm going to assume that it was. So it was a love letter to the 70s.
Uh-huh.
But I feel at points a lot of it is like a love letter to 70s cinema as well, because there are a shitload of obvious overdubs in this movie.
Yeah. Okay.
And I almost wonder if a lot of that was intentional, because a lot of 70s movies do that, where like you can obviously tell that the dialogue is recorded separately.
Yeah. Maybe. I'm not sure about that.
Because a lot of other Richard Linklaters don't do this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could chalk it up to maybe being one of his earlier works, like it's an amateur thing.
It
and
is
then
an
you
independent
learned
movie.
It was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could have just been production budget or
It
just
could've.
time or whatever,
But
inexperience.
I like to think that it was like
Intentional.
an intentional nod to movies from the 70s.
So you say it's bad? I didn't think it
No,
was...
I don't think it's bad at all.
Or noticeable. I didn't even think it was very noticeable.
I could tell
here.
every time.
Could you?
Yeah.
I'm usually the one who's like, ADR, ADR. That's ADR. They're dubbing it. ADR, ADR,
Really?
ADR.
You didn't notice at all?
I'll notice. I usually notice it
I
all
would
the time.
almost
I didn't notice
say
a
like
lot of it.
40% of this movie is overdubbed.
Interesting.
There's a lot of this movie that is
All right.
overdubbed. So
Okay.
next, when you rewatch it, check that out.
I will keep an eye out for this. That's interesting.
I don't really have any other notes myself. I really like that part.
I think it's weird. Like a lot of our notes ended up being very similar, even though I wrote no notes.
You wrote none. I wrote
Going through my head.
awkward conversation, and it obviously happened towards the end, but I maybe should have referenced what I was, because I don't remember
That's great.
what it was. So unfortunately, I don't know.
Huh. I don't know what it could be.
I don't either. So anyways,
Is it the blonde hair guy and the young girl in the back of the truck? That was pretty awkward for me.
no, I don't know what it was, and I don't really care at this point. So, Ryan, what was your favorite part of this movie?
Interesting. The soundtrack.
Really, the soundtrack?
Yeah.
A third of the budget from this movie went to obtain the rights
Yeah.
to those songs.
I think it's also interesting, too, if you look at Guardians Volume 1 and Volume 2, so many fucking songs are in those movies from
Yeah.
this one. It's interesting. When I heard Fox on the Run, I was like, oh, good. I love the song. Oh, I just heard this in Volume 2.
Oh, weird.
Oh, okay, weird.
That's what that's from.
Oh, weird.
Oh, that's what that is. All right. I think my favorite part is like the first part of the movie where they're all just at high school.
Yeah.
And kind of like
Yeah.
taking it easy because it's the last day. So the teachers don't really care.
If we break it down into parts, it's either that or the second. The middle part where they're at the foosball place
I
and
really like
driving
that
around
part, too.
town.
Yeah.
Very American Graffiti vibe, and
Yep.
I dig that very hard. It's just definitely not anything in the last third. That's, I think, the weakest part. And
I
it's
think
not
so,
bad,
too.
but I think it's the weakest.
So you had some complaints that you had said. I think
Oh, it
I
was
have
Mitch.
one.
It was all Mitch.
Oh,
it's all Mitch.
Okay.
All Mitch, and like I said, some of the writing, I feel like it's not natural dialogue. Like, these are not things high schoolers would say. This is something a 40-year-old man would write. And I don't know if Richard Linklater was like in his 20s when he directed this movie or what, but it sounds like it came from a 40-year-old man.
My one complaint, and it's one that I think will become prevalent this entire year of Stone and Mover
Ooh.
September,
Interesting.
is just there could be some things shaved off. It's a little long. It's about an hour and 48, I think, is the
Oh.
runtime of this movie.
No, it's like
think it's perfect?
It's an hour and 42 minutes. Like,
Is it 42?
It's right at the 98-minute mark.
Okay.
It comes in without the credits.
As anybody who has listened to the show will notice, I constantly pull for less is more, cutting
Yeah.
and editing more. It's also a trend I've noticed with movies lately. They keep getting longer and longer and longer.
Yeah, because you need it.
I don't know, man. So many other things
You need it
worked with
sometimes.
an hour and a half tight runtime.
It depends on a movie.
But I'm really being specific in a stoner movie-esque, like, stoners have short attention spans.
oh,
Let's give them what we're here for.
I think this one's just fine. Okay. I would argue definitely another one that we're going to talk about could be shaved down, but I think this one's fine. Where
I've
it's at.
liked it.
Just
I like
like
it
cut
more.
Mitch out or replace the actor.
I liked it more now.
Just George Lucas.
I remember
go back and put in a puppet in his
When I
place.
watched earlier, like when I first saw this movie the first couple times, I thought it was really long and boring.
Really?
But again, it was younger me. I didn't really have the frame of reference to look. I think this is for certain age groups.
Yeah.
So,
I agree. I think you have to have some life experience under your belt before enjoying this. And I think you have to be in that mindset to want to revisit high school too.
okay.
To be honest, I don't know. I
So-
think you have to be distanced from it a little bit.
What would you rate this movie on a scale of joints from 0 to 5, Ryan, with 0 being the best rating
Yeah.
and 5 being the worst?
1. All it would take is 1. And you wouldn't smoke it all at one time. Just anytime Mitch's dumb fucking face pops up,
That's
you just
when you
take
hit
a
it?
little hit.
Okay.
And then put it back down and wait. Wait for a stupid mug to pop up again. And then again.
All right. I am also going to agree. I think this is a one-joint movie. I think it's pretty fucking great.
Yeah, me too.
Out of everything that I have watched so far for all of Stoner Movie September, I think this is my favorite so far.
I agree. That's why I wanted to do it. Because, like I said, I fell in love with it last year, and it has not dropped in estimation since.
I would change, though, when you hit the joint, I would say every time Slater's on the screen, you hit that joint.
Oh, okay. I like that.
But that's just
so
me.
you're just hanging out with a bro.
You are.
It's not sad because
No.
he's doing it too. It doesn't matter that
you're
I'm
hanging
watching
out with
alone.
Slater, and you're like, all right, Slater.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my only caveat. So.
Okay. I like that.
I would also say one joint. Dazed and Confused is a fantastic stoner movie. It deserves all of the credit that it has gotten for all time.
And
totally holds up.
It really is a movie too. Again, if you have seen it and you didn't like it, I think you should go back.
You really should give it
Especially
another
if
try.
there's been some time between viewings, go back and give it a shot.
If you are in our age group in the mid 20s or late 20s
I think it's
to
gonna work
early 30s,
perfectly.
Yep, you're
Yeah.
totally going to love it. It hits everything. Even if you didn't grow up in that era, you're going to get it.
You're gonna like the way it looks. We guarantee.
So that is the
Shane
conclusion
Company.
to our first episode of Stoner Movie September, buddy.
Hey.
Again,
I was
We got a
trying
lot
really
coming
hard
up.
to sidetrack us to
know.
not ever finish. I just want to keep stalling for a
we got a
second.
lot coming up. Why don't you stall and talk about? Let's give out what we're talking about, even though we did like halfway through this episode.
Which is not that one. It's
No.
the light bars. We talked
Well,
about
no,
this
I mean-
earlier.
Sure. Okay. Here's the prizes again. But I wanted
This
you
is
to
the
talk
prize.
about the movies coming up.
Oh, I see.
So people
not
can-
the prize.
No.
I really got excited about showing off the prize and being Vanna White over here.
But
that
let's all right. Fuck it. Let's switch gears. Here is the prize again, and here is the code word that you have to say. So I want to see if you remember this.
All right, so it's gonna be from the movie.
It is from the movie.
All right.
And it is the first thing Parker Posey says to address her incoming group of freshmen.
All right.
And it is Ryan.
Oh, I'm not gonna know it.
You're not? Okay.
It's like one syllable, and I can hear it.
It's not. So I don't,
Oh, it's
you know
not.
what?
Okay, I don't know. Go ahead.
I'm not going to give this away either. I think if you want these fucking things, look it up. Right? Or should I just say it?
That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
That's
Okay.
a lot of work.
Okay.
And Dazed and Confused is on Netflix anymore. I don't think it is.
It is not. I had
so
to
you
watch
have to
it on
pay for
Amazon.
it.
Okay,
So,
fair enough. All right, so here it is. The phrase that you have to send to us to be eligible for the light bars.
What
for your
what
PS4.
in the butt?
It's not what in
Is
the
that
butt.
what she said?
But you can send it to us on our Twitter, on our Facebook, or at our email, which is experiencegrindpodcast@gmail.com. Any one of those three will work. You just have to send us this phrase, which is, "Hey, all you freshman bitches." Send us to that, and you are entered for the chance to win these fantastic PS4 Light Bar marijuana leafs. And other than that, Ryan, please close us out. What else are we talking about this Stoner Movie September? Let's go ahead and pack that bowl and get ready to burn it slow.
Jesus. That was a metaphor.
Yeah.
Good God. All right. So the next episode, you will have us talking about Pineapple Express, which
Not to be confused with Starlight Express, the musical about trains.
is that a real thing? That sounds like the worst. Is that real?
Yeah, ask your buddy, what is his name? I can't
Harrison.
think. Harrison.
Starlight Express. It's a
Starlight
musical
Express
about trains.
in the 80s. Huge hit.
Oh, he might like it. I don't know.
Yeah.
That sounds boring
bad.
as shit.
It's
so,
bad.
Not watching that. We are watching Pineapple Express, the Seth Rogen Franco vehicle from 2008.
The vehicle. Yeah. Okay.
It also features some vehicles in it.
Yeah. And then after Pineapple Express,
Then we are going to do Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny, right?
We are.
Which is Kyle's choice. Mine was Dazed and Confused because
Yes.
I really want to talk about it after last year.
We should note that, you and I picked 2 movies, and then we had the audience pick 2 movies.
Yes, and Pineapple Express was the audience pick along with our last movie, which is Big Lebowski.
The Big
which
Lebowski.
will be a lot of fun, which I don't remember. Do you like?
I'm not going to say yet.
I think you've talked about on air before that you didn't like it. Have you watched it again for Stoner Movie September
I have
coming
not
up?
yet.
What are your impressions? I don't think you like it.
It's not my favorite Coen, let me say
Yeah,
that.
that's what I thought.
It's
Okay.
kind of I don't like it as much as the world seems to, which is similar to my reaction to the book American Gods.
You just need to stop using the word pretentious incorrectly. It's driving me crazy, man. You
I
don't
know,
know
I
what it
love it.
means.
I don't think you know what that word means. Inconceivable.
This dog is pretentious.
It is. It's far up its own ass.
God, so much. All right. Big Lebowski should be a fun one,
Well-
especially if Kyle's opinion doesn't change, because I think it is one of the Coens' best.
What I love about Big
might have a
Lebowski
Dude, Where's Our Car?
is that's going to have a giant crossover episode with our showdowns that we do.
Yes.
Spoiler alert, everybody listening, be prepared. Ryan, myself, and sound engineer Andrew, who actually came back. Thanks, sound engineer Andrew.
Oh, way.
We're glad to have you back.
You were so
buddy.
quiet.
Damn, dude,
God,
you're
what
like
a
ninja.
fucking professional.
We
Just
will
a
be,
fucking professional.
We will be doing a little bit of cosplay and having an actual showdown bowling episode based in the Big Lebowski.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
you can guess who's going to be who.
I
It's probably
would-
going to be exactly.
I would
what
like
you
to
think.
hear who people think is going to guess who to be who. I will tell you, it is 3 characters. It is
There are 3
myself,
characters.
Ryan, and sound engineer Andrew. We'll all be playing a part. So
If you have not seen Sound Engineer Andy, just imagine John Goodman's face from The Big Lebowski, but with a little bit more hair. It's pretty similar.
give it away. So that's what we're doing, everybody. I fucking love Stoner Movie September. I've had so much fun recording just this one episode. We got 3 more coming up.
I know it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed talking about Dazed and Confused tonight. It's one of those ones I went in kind of unsure if we were gonna have shit to say really, because it's like, oh, we like it.
Yeah.
No, I remember that part. That's good. Yeah. But
I
thought we had some
tried
good
specifically
conversation.
to
I thought we
not
had-
do that.
I thought it was a really good
Yeah.
conversation. Let the fuckers listening comment and say it wasn't, and then
What
we're
I
gonna
love-
have Dick Fart 10 is like, that's our favorite episode.
My favorite
Well, you
part,
said Dick Fart.
my favorite thing about this is, and I noticed it on Showdown, is that I have subtly rubbed off on you, and you now also chastise and hate the audience, and it's fucking amazing. So I also agree. Fuck you guys. Kiss my asshole. I'm Kyle.
The whole asshole.
The whole asshole.
I'm an asshole?
No.
You got told.
Yeah. I'm Kyle.
I'm Ryan.
And this is hashtag Stoner Movie September. We are Experience Grind. Thank you so much. Get stoned.
Thank you so much for listening to our episode. We really hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, you can check us out at experiencegrind.com or find us over at facebook.com/experiencegrind.
Watch me play games on twitch.tv/experiencegrind. We really like money. We really like money. We really like money. You should give us your money. Find us on Patreon. Just search for Experience Grind Podcast.
Email us at experiencegrindpodcast@gmail.com. It's current year.
Follow us if you like butt stuff.